Hello students, today we will learn about Mendel's laws from the chapter Principles of Inheritance and Variations. Also we will see the key points that are essential for NEET. Now we know that Mendel spent most of his time in crossing the pea plants in his monastery, and he did these experiments over and over again, and he noticed some pattern of inheritance of these traits from one set of pea plants to the another, or we can say from one generation to another. And while carefully analyzing, he proposed certain laws based on the pea plants number which he had obtained. So the laws were law of dominance, law of segregation, and law of independent assortment. So today we will learn about the first two laws which are based on monohybrid cross which he had done while experimenting on pea plants. To know about these laws, we will brief out the experiment that Mendel had carried out. So what he had done? He took pure tall plants and crossed these pure tall plants with that of dwarf or short plants, right? And he noticed that in F1 generation, he observed all the tall plants that were formed resembling to one of the parent. So he thought that when the two plants having contrasting forms are crossed together, the phenotype of the offspring will resemble to one of the parent, and only that characteristic will be expressed in F1 generation. So he carried out these experiments again and again, and he got the same result. He tried this experiment with the other traits too. For example, yellow seeded plants, when they were crossed with green seeded plants, he observed in F1 generation all the plants had yellow seeds. So similarly, he got same type of result when he crossed the other traits too. So based on his experiments, he proposed his first law, and that is called as law of dominance, which states that characters are controlled by discrete units called factors. We should remember that these factors are now called as genes or alleles. So genes or alleles are units of inheritance. So same thing he proposed, that characters are controlled by discrete units called factors, and these factors are always in pairs. So when we see here that the factors that makes a pea plant tall, and there is another factor that makes a pea plant dwarf. That means there are two forms of alleles or factors that are present. When the factors come together, the tall factor seems to be dominating over the dwarf one, and that was the reason in F1 generation all tall plants were observed. So he says that one of the factor is dominating over the other one when both these factors, dissimilar factors, are present in the offspring. So he says that in dissimilar pair of factor, which we call it as hybrid. Why we are calling it as hybrid? Because it has dissimilar type of allele. We can see here capital T, small t, right? So therefore they are called as hybrid plants or heterozygous. So in the heterozygous condition, one member of that pair of factors or that factor will dominate over the other one. We can see in this picture that in F1 generation all are the tall plants having dissimilar factors, capital T, small t. So they are all hybrid plants. So when dissimilar factors are present, the capital T letter dominates over the small t indicating the F1 generation, that is all tall plants. Okay. So that was about the law of dominance. So every time when he carried out this experiment, he got the same result. Maybe he must have got bored to get same result and so much of quantitative data which he had recorded. So now he thought, why not to cross the offsprings that were obtained in F1 generation. So he thought that after crossing this F1 generation, he would get the same result. Why? Because the tall plants are dominating over the dwarf plants. But to his surprise, he noticed that in F2 generation, he got 3/4 of the plants that were tall and 1/4 of the plant that were dwarf when he crossed the two plants of F1 generation. So he got the ratio, that is 3:1 in this experiment. So he analyzed that there must be heterozygous factors that are present in F1 generation. One factor is meant for tallness, another factor is meant for dwarfness. And because there are two dissimilar factors, this is the reason why dwarf plants were obtained in F2 generation. So it depends what type of gametes will fuse with the other one of the other parent. So he thought that there must be these factors, they always just remain together. There is no blending or mixing of these factors. Otherwise, we would have not got the result as it is seen in F2 generation. That indicated that these factors be together and there is no mixing. Moreover, these factors get separated from each other or segregate from each other during gamete formation. So we can learn this segregation when we prepare the Punnett square. We have already learned about how to prepare Punnett square. So what do? We take a plant, right, which is diploid, and then we segregate these factors. Say for example, this is one of the parent, capital T small t. We have segregated or splitted these alleles or genes or the factors, that is capital T, and another one is small t. Similarly for the other parent too. So what we do when we split the genotype letters and put one above each column and one in front of each row, we have segregated the alleles for that particular trait. Same thing he explained with respect to his experiment, that must be the factors get segregated or separated during gamete formation, and this happens during the meiotic division. We know that diploid organisms, okay, they have two sets of chromosomes. So when the meiotic division occurs, the number of chromosomes are reduced to half. So each gamete will get one set of chromosomes. That means half the number of chromosomes. That means it is already segregated. The alleles get segregated from that of parental cells. Okay. So he proposed his second law, that is law of segregation. That means the two alternative factors, that means when there are hybrid plants, when we cross in between these hybrid plants, a pair of representing a character are separated from each other. We see here there are two hybrid plants, okay. During the gamete formation, these alleles get separated from each other, okay, and there will be random fusion of these gametes. So what is happening here, that the formation is of this gamete is such that these gamete will contain only one factor or allele for a particular characteristic, and these alleles, they come together during the fusion of the gametes. So number of alleles or chromosomes are restored by random fusion of these gametes, okay, which we had seen in F2 generation. So law of segregation is also termed as purity of genes. That means there is no mixing of any genes. So what we come to know from this law, that there is the disappearance of recessive character in F1 generation, but it reappears in F2 generation. We can see here small t, okay. Then two parental traits or factors do not mix or blend. Just imagine if there was mixing of these characteristics or factors, we would have got completely different result. But we see here in F2 generation there are tall plants as well as dwarf plants. That indicates that there is no blending or mixing of these factors. They are just together, they be together or remain together without affecting each other. So the dominant factors are expressed in F1 generation, while recessive one, that is the dwarf plant, we cannot see in the F1 generation, okay. So that is hidden. But when the F1 generation or hybrid plants are crossed, the gametes get segregated. We can easily see here how the gametes get segregated from each other, okay, and receives only one of the alternate factor. For example, this offspring of F1 generation, when crossed with the other one, we see that gametes are separated from each other. Capital T, small t, other side also it is capital T, small t. So what is been said here? This gamete receives only one form of alternate factor. And during the fertilization or fusion of these gametes, there are 50% chances of gamete containing either of allele. That means if we consider capital T here of one parent, it will cross or fuse with the capital T of the other parent or small t of the other parent. So there are 50% chances. Similarly, small t allele, okay, will fuse with the capital T or small t of the other F1 generation plant. Okay, so it indicates that there are 50% of chances containing either of the allele when the fusion takes place. So there is random fusion of gametes that leads to tall plants as well as dwarf plants. Also we see that there can be homozygous tall plants or heterozygous. So we should remember in heterozygous, the one which is dominant, okay, that will be expressed. So therefore we get 3:1 ratio, whereas small t indicate the recessive factor. So only the dwarf plants will be seen. That means the recessive factor, it is expressed only in the presence of its own kind of allele. For example, small t, small t. So similar results he had seen in the other plants too. So these were the two laws which he had proposed based on monohybrid cross. That was law of dominance and law of segregation. So in this topic, you should remember that how Mendel proposed these two laws and also what these two laws states or explains about. I hope you all must have understood these two laws. Thank you so much.